in Lincoln.
There's nothing like the view from the cheap seats.
Good morning, sports fans. Welcome to the Cheap Seats on 96.3 FM. We're streaming on the web at WLCN Sports and WLCNonline.com. Download the Mixler app. Listen to us on the go. We're on Twitter and Facebook and all the above. Good morning. We are at Jake's Furnishings. Scott Kirby, Jake Johnston, Jim Ash, Lloyd Kirby, and Joe Ryan, along with Coach Silkowski. Good morning, Coach.
Hey, good morning, guys. Thanks for having me on today.
Well, thanks for taking some time. I know you got a busy morning after a big win last night at Hanlon Field. We got the Macomb Bombers coming to town, and Lincoln walks away with a 20-13 lead. I thought they looked pretty good last night, Coach. Like you said, they had some first game jitters, a lot of penalties, 8 turnovers, but first game of the season. It's a learning curve. You got some young kids out there with a lot of room to develop.
Yeah. We did defense did a really good job for, 3 quarters there. It was pretty locked down. They weren't moving the ball. We took the ball away 8 times from them. So when you do that, you're going to put yourself in a pretty good spot to, do something good. And, we only put the ball, only turned it over twice. So that was good. But, yeah, the penalties were pretty big, key for us. A lot of great effort, though. Kids kept fighting. We told them bad things would happen, and they did. But, we overcame that and, came out on top, second year in a row.
Well, yeah, that's 2 years in a row, and that's the way to start off a season. And you talk about, the first 3 quarters. I thought pretty much shut down Macomb's running game. They didn't have a whole lot there. But there towards the end of the third into the fourth, they started airing it out a little bit, and maybe our cornerbacks were just maybe a little out of position. But you got to give credit to Macomb finding the open guy. They made a pretty good little push right there, but you guys were able to hang on for the win.
Yeah, they did. We were just bigger up front than they were. Our D-line was just eating up the line of scrimmage there, and which we kind of had a feeling that things would go that way. We have a lot of confidence in what our D-line's doing, and they hit some big ones late in the passing game. A lot of just picking bad angles, bad pursuits, some of that, and getting a little, conditioning there. But that's stuff we practice, and we'll keep, revisiting, and, we just can't just overrun that stuff. But, when we needed a big play, they came through, so we're happy with that, and just kind of happy to get back at it.
Right. 2 years in a row, man. Getting the first win, first game, that's a good way to start the season.
Yeah, I don't know. I went back, last winter. Me and somebody put together like a 2 or 4 and against chart, and to the best of my knowledge, since IHSA put that information available since 1996, I don't think that's happened in that span at least. So, according to my best of my knowledge, so we're real happy about that, and trying to make some new traditions where we start out 1-0 and those type of things. So happy for it.
Well, Coach, you've been working hard all summer getting these kids prepared. It's got to be nice to get on the field to kind of see where your kids are at and what you need to work on. What did you take away from last night? Some of the strong points and some of the points where you need a lot of work on.
Well, there's some kids definitely surprised last night. Biggest one comes to mind is Brandon Schweitzer. We knew Brandon was going to be a good ball carrier for us. We knew he could do some things. We knew his speed and quickness could flip the field, and just needed to see it in a game. And that kid ran hard last night. He had 15 for 77 yards or so. He flipped the field at a big 34-yarder. That was in a big-time situation where we needed to make a play and flip the field. So, he came out really big for us. Jaden Paulus had a really big game last night, 100-yard receiving night, 8 catches. That was really big. Some of those guys stepped up. Justin Nguyen in the secondary had 2 interceptions. On most of them, 2 of them were like tip balls overthrown where he was right where he was supposed to be, and which was really good to see, and, made a play. That was really good. The things we got to improve on, and some things is up front, just staying on our double teams, communicating, pass protection. I just think a lot of it was communication. We're good up front. Our guys can do it. We have the right guys there. It's just communication, and it's that we'll get that worked out. That won't happen again.
Coach, one of the key plays last night, I thought, towards the end of the game, we get the ball. We're trying to run some clock, and it's third and I say maybe 8 or 9, and you're throwing. You threw a lot of, we call them, I know, maybe bubble screens, little quick hits, where a lot of people thinking, let's run the ball, but it's been working all night. You get a first down, you're going to seal it. So that's kind of a gutsy call right there, because if it's incomplete, they don't have to use the timeout. Fortunately, it worked out in your favor. Is that something that it's your kind of your bread and butter, your go-to play?
Actually, the play we ran was called butter. To be honest with you.
Well, there you go.
That's a built-in RPO, run pass option. Big thing that a lot of offenses are doing across the country at all levels, high school up to the NFL. It's a read. If the defender played the run, he has to pull it and throw it out the bubble screen there. That's what we did. We rep that all the time, so it's something I was confident in calling, and quarterback made the right read. Drayden did a good job. Paulus, caught the ball. Wide receiver out there, I believe it was Austin Prater's side out there. I could be wrong there. It could have been Justin Nguyen. Did a good job blocking downfield, blocking for his teammate, which is all we ask our receivers to do is block for each other. And he made a play. It worked out. He stuck his foot in the ground, got that extra yard, because it was looking, if he would have stayed on the path he was on, I don't think he would have got it. But he stuck his foot, knew where the chains were at, and picked it up for us, which was huge. And, we were able to sit on it and get out of there.
I think once you go over some tape today, you'll see a lot of that wide receiver blocking to help. And we saw one on the near side as well. I don't know if that's the one you're referring to, but it freed him up and broke it loose. And I don't know if that was the touchdown or it was a big gain.
Yeah.
But the little things, the receivers, they don't have to make that pancake block. You just got to get in the way.
Yeah, that's what we do. That we practice our perimeter blocking all the time. I spend a lot of time with our wide receivers, and that's one thing. If you can't block, you can't play for us. We're not a team that's going to air it out all over the place and throw verticals all night long. I think we have the ability to do that, but that's not what we want to do. We want to, dink and dunk it, throw our bubble screen type stuff, and you got to block for each other. And, we try to move guys around, just try to spread that around too. Like, all of our guys know all the positions, so that we can, hey, you've been blocking really well, it's your turn, you get to carry the ball now and catch one of those. So that's nice, but when they do block for each other, and, that's kind of something that we kind of changed our mentality in blocking and the technique that we used this year, and I'm glad to see that paid off last night.
It sure did. Well, Coach, got Mount Zion next week. Probably had some people over there scouting them. What can you tell us about them?
Nowadays with the technology, you don't have to send guys over. So I got the film from Coach this morning. I haven't had a chance to look at it yet, but I do know that they have a really good running back, really big back. They'll be big up front. They'll be physical. They'll be nasty. It's the kind of Mount Zion team I expect. They're going to be very well coached. They're going to be tough. They're going to be tough, and like I said, if we get some things straightened out from last night, it should be, put ourselves in some good chance to be successful tomorrow or next Friday night.
Got something to add, Jake?
Well, I was going to say, you had a 100-yard receiver. That means our quarterback must have been doing something good last night.
Yeah, he threw for 150. He did really good moving the pocket last night too, kind of getting out of there when he needed to and keeping plays alive with his legs. And it was nice to see. We always work the scramble drill too. So when he does break the pocket, our receivers know what to do. It's something we practice.
Yep.
So and it came out last night. Jaden Paulus got himself in the back of the end zone, and Drayden found him with keeping his eyes downfield, and that was a big play. We hit another deep one on a kind of a busted play. I think when we dropped the snap and he picked it up, kept his eyes downfield, kept calm. He kept his composure, which was really nice, and hit Noah. Noah made a guy miss in space, and we got out, bailed ourselves out on that one too.
And also is it me or is the offensive line got some size to them this year?
Yeah, we're big, and a couple of those guys can get a little mean too. Yeah, we do. We do have some size. We were moving them. We were moving them around. There's time we were getting 7-8 yards a touch, which was really nice to see. It's just fixing some things. Just the communication type stuff, which I know Coach McFadden and those guys will get that thing squared away this week. And but yeah, they did really good this summer at the lineman challenges. We were able to enter them in across the state. So it was nice to show off what they've been doing out there since June 6th.
it's nice to hit an opponent instead of going against yourself for I don't know how many weeks. But
yeah, that was nice.
They get to take their frustrations out on an opponent instead of hitting their buddy across from them. Well, Coach, thanks for taking some time today. We really do appreciate it, as well as the listeners. It's a good things happening in Lincoln right now. Whenever you can, open the season with the win, it's got to build the confidence and, keep it rolling. And, the Palo Conference will be starting it up Friday. So that's at Mount Zion, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's, it's not a very far trip from here, about maybe an hour or so. Nice, easy trip. Good facilities over there. They've got turf.
They do have the turf,
which,
so that'll be new for us here.
Yeah, which we need here.
Yeah.
We are. What am I looking for there, Jake?
In need.
In need. I don't know.
They don't call him the best spokesman of the game. For
Well, I think of stuff and it just doesn't come out. So that's what I do. Coach, thanks for taking some time.
Welcome to the show, Coach.
Well, thanks for having me, guys. It's fun,
We'll make you look real good. Thanks for coming. Congratulations, and we will talk to you next Saturday.
Yeah, appreciate it. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for letting me talk Rails Player football today.
Yeah, that's Coach Silky, your Lincoln High School football coach. We're going to take a commercial break. We come back, we're talking some more football. And we got to talk baseball because it is almost September.
It is.
And there's a run. There's a race.
There's a race.
There's a race. So stay tuned. Yeah. What was that, Jim?
was that?
All right. We'll be back after these messages.
And we're back. Good day, sports fans. What in the world?
Good morning. Welcome back to the Cheap Seats on 96.3 FM. We are at Jake's Furnishings, and we are outside under the, what do you call this? Like a little gazebo?
Shady Shack.
A what?
I don't know.
We can't say
Shady
that.
Shack.
Shady Shack?
Shady.
Oh, I thought you said something else. Didn't you? Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I'm like,
It is pretty nice out here.
we cannot say that on air, but it is nice. Speaking of nice, this furniture is second to none, man. This stuff is nice.
Yeah, year-end closeout on all of our outdoor stuff. So
Big, huge truckload sale going on.
truckload sale going on right now. We've got some crazy good deals. Double recline sofas at under $500. Really nice upholstered sofas for under $300. Big discounts on our best sellers, number one sellers, and all special orders, because not only are we selling off the truckload that we brought in, we also have 4 other trucks coming. Four other trucks that have been allocated to us that we got to sell off, and we get all the discounts that go with them. So,
Well, Jake, you're going to have to get the stuff sold because you don't have the storage space.
You got to be
It's
sore
selling.
from moving all that stuff.
it's selling.
It's selling. Jake is smiling.
Fortunately, I had a couple good employees that came in and helped out when the first truckload came in, and the second, they all came in and helped me out, and I was waiting on customers and smiling.
Cha-ching, seeing dollar signs. Well, that's good. Business is booming. So the economy's booming. So,
Yeah, this sounds weird right now, though, huh?
well, I know it's booming just because of my job.
Yeah.
When
Well,
freight's
you've been
freight's
in the
moving,
trucking business, yeah.
when freight is moving, when we're busy, I know the economy's good. And right now we are so busy and slammed.
It has a weird feel to it right now because some industries that are having rough times is directly affecting Lincoln, Illinois.
Yeah.
And it's a weird feel right now. The grocery industry is really kind of rough, as well as pharmaceuticals, and one of our local favorites,
Closing shop.
good old Bruce Stacy's
Yeah.
closing shop, which I hate. That's my guy.
Well,
But
they're
at the same
retiring.
time,
He's
he's retiring. Good for him, and I believe he's doing it at the absolute perfect time.
Absolutely.
Enjoy
life.
I'm hoping he got an offer that was like, well, I can't refuse this, because I know with prescriptions and whatnot, it seems like the world's going towards the internet, and I don't think there's a way to stop that.
Well, a lot of people are traveling to Canada, bringing them back. Is that
What?
true?
Where did that come from?
I don't know.
What?
It was on a movie.
Traveling to Canada.
Yeah, they like give that stuff away. They give that stuff away up there, like M&Ms. But yeah, business is booming for the old Jakester, and that's good. So
I'm
get
not
on out
complaining,
here,
man. This town's taking care of me.
Get on out here, and the summer's about over. Summer flew by, Jake.
Yep.
Summer's about over.
Yeah, you got to get out here. You got to get new TV stand for your big screen TV to watch the college football games on. A new recliner, maybe a reclining sofa, maybe a reclining sectional. What do you say?
I say,
a chaise
hey.
lounge. Whose wife doesn't want a chaise lounge
I know mine doesn't.
to relax? Huh? Come on now.
Yeah.
She does.
She want well.
She's earned it.
Call her
deserves
up.
it.
Tell her you'll make her a deal of a lifetime.
It's all right. I've got one in there. We'll just write you up before you leave. We can load it up in the truck.
All right, we'll put it on Joe's debit card.
I don't have a debit card.
Speaking of football, college football is about to kick off this today.
Yes, it is.
NFL training camps are going on. Blah blah blah. But it is.
You just say blah blah blah.
Yeah, well,
blah blah blah.
Preseason,
I love it.
Preseason football is just not good, and Matt Nagy says he's not playing any starters today. Resting them. I don't know that it's a good idea because you got a new offense, you got young kids. They've got to get out there and get game time speed, and they're not getting it. And are they going to be prepared for week 1 at Green Bay? Because Green Bay, they're not going to rest their starters, because they want to get that game time speed. They want to get those reps. They want to get the timing down between quarterback, receiver, So I don't know that that's such a good move.
Is he talking about the University of Green Bay, Wisconsin?
No, we're talking about Packers.
I think that Monday night game. Maybe.
That is a
Sunday
night game.
That's a big game.
Week 1. Big game. And, they're going to be under the big lights. Are they going to be ready? I don't know. That's the question. That's why he
Where's
makes
that?
It's at Green Bay.
Yeah, maybe he's just giving that one up.
Well, maybe, but I don't know. What do you think, Jim? You like that idea? No.
He doesn't even know what you said.
I'm pretty sure he fell asleep there for a minute.
He wasn't listening.
Yeah, I don't agree with it either, Jim, but we're
As a fan.
yeah, as a fan.
What stinks is you're a fan, you want to go you get a glimpse of the team, so you buy a preseason ticket. You know what you pay for that preseason ticket? Same as a regular season ticket, and you don't get to see a single starter on the field?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're a season ticket holder, they make you buy those.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's interesting. Usually week 3 is when those starters go out there and go well into the third quarter to get those reps, to get that game time speed. And that's very crucial. I mean, the game speed and practice speed is too different. And they're not going to have that. And you got a lot of young kids, a lot of second-year kids that need that. But they're not going to get it. Now, maybe his philosophy is move that to week 4. Give them some more time there. Where, I don't know. But I would think that you want them out there. Yeah, injuries are in the back of your head, but that's just part of the game. Injuries are going to happen. Do you want them to happen in preseason? Obviously, no. But, what do you do?
Well, I'm going to turn on college football today.
Absolutely. It's exciting. And, it's kind of football weather. It's not real hot. I think it's going to heat up, though, today.
It's supposed to heat today, but, boy, last night was awesome.
Last night was perfect football weather. The rain stayed away. And so, yeah.
Just cool enough to wear a sweatshirt.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So, what kind of games we got going on today in the old college scene there, Jake, since you're going to be watching all day?
Well, I got a TV for in there, man.
He's not watching all day.
I'll have it on. But hopefully I got the customer base coming in that I won't be able to watch too much.
Well,
that's when it's fun.
Let's see what the USA yesterday.
They don't call this the best sports show in Logan County for nothing.
Never mind.
What'd that magenta say?
That magenta said there is no football today. Can't even.
Is there a car race anywhere or something?
A car race?
Rusty.
No.
Rusty.
No car race. But let's take a commercial break to get regrouped. I'm going to find a paper that Works.
Scores. Hold on.
What are you doing there?
Well, I'm doing your job for you.
Oh, you're doing some research, huh? Thanks. Or hardly working. Let's take a commercial break, though. We come back. We're going to talk some NFL, some baseball,
Some fantasy.
some fantasy today. Fantasy football. Fantasy football. So stay tuned. You're in the cheap seats, 96.3 FM.
Illinois.
I did it on his birthday. Scotty doesn't know. Scotty
He doesn't know. Scotty doesn't know. This is one of my favorite songs.
I tell you, updating our current football situation.
Yeah. What
Scotty.
time do those games kick off today?
I'm going to tell you.
It didn't sound right when he was saying it, but I thought he had to know.
I was just letting him go.
Well, Jake says,
I tell you what, next week is the start of the college
I'm going to tell you what.
So,
you guys tune in next week.
We'll have some college football talk about starting on Thursday.
Thursday.
UFC against UConn, number 21.
21.
Or UCF, sorry.
UCF.
And then Friday, we got Michigan State against Utah and Wisconsin against Western Kentucky.
Yeah, so next week is the week.
Next week's the week.
The week.
Hey, as a football fan, how
Yeah.
about this? You got some great games going on. You got Thursday, little kickoff to the season. You got a Friday game. That's kind of fun. Saturday, a whole list. I mean, you can watch football all day long. But then Sunday, you got number 8 Miami against number 25 LSU.
On a Sunday.
On a Sunday college football game.
That's got to be.
I like it.
I like it.
And I think it's a great move.
Prime time on ABC.
I think it's a great move by the college football.
Absolutely.
And then also,
I think they're going to try to
to go
steal it.
one more step further, they're playing on Monday. Number 20 Virginia Tech against Florida State University.
Man, can we take it one more step further?
You want to go Tuesday?
Don't fall off the ladder.
I tell you what,
My phone doesn't go that far.
college football's taking a look, and I think they see all these people
They're going to start.
not happy about the current situation with the NFL. There's a lot of people jumping off the bandwagon, and you know what? This is a great way to pick a few viewers up.
Yeah, and watch them to really promote it and push it, market it really hard. As far. I mean, they do anyway. But you're right, Jake.
They're putting the right teams to play too.
And you want those. Usually early in the season, we've seen it in basketball too. They usually play those lower tier teams, to build your way up. But as of lately, they're getting those top games because they want to draw that interest quick and keep the interest there. Because who's going to tune in to, let's say, a number one team in the country playing
Well, let me ask you. You think about tuning in maybe Saturday in the evening? Number 14 Michigan, number 12 Notre Dame. That's fun.
That's fun.
That's fun right there.
And that's early. And that's not going to happen. Is this the last year of that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because maybe next year because they didn't renew that contract.
Yeah.
If I'm remembering correctly, Joe, is that right? Do we know? I know your family's big Notre Dame fans, and if you don't know that,
I don't know it.
gosh,
That means it's been re-upped.
I can make it up.
Well, and also earlier in the day, you got number 6 Washington against number 9 Auburn. That's another big game. I mean, college football is setting it up the first week one for football fans to enjoy it all week long. So, what a great move.
Yeah, it is, and it's just gets bigger and bigger. And let's see. Are you done talking? Is it my turn?
Well, you could run over to the car wash.
I didn't know if you noticed us just staring at you or not. Like you had something to add to the show.
I'm used to it. But Illinois, they're going to kick off their season September 1st, 11 a.m. at Champaign. They're going to take on a Kent State. So get on over to.
Would you say it's a winnable game?
Well, yeah, I would think because they've got some recruits coming in, and it's. I kind of
for 3 years now.
Right.
This is it. If you don't get them this year, if we can't perform, sorry. I know you're Lovie Smith, but you got to be gone, right?
Well, it's so I don't know, because look at the Big Ten.
You say, I don't know.
I mean, that's a tough conference to win in. You got Michigan. You've got Michigan State.
You got that dirty Ohio State coach.
Oh, dirty Ohio State. Nebraska. That's a tough conference. And, well, I don't know the answer. I mean,
if you're playing those teams, don't you think you can recruit players to play against those teams?
I would think, but you know how hard recruiting is?
No, actually,
trust me, it's hard.
It's hard work.
It's
got to work Saturdays and weekends.
You do. You have no clue.
Order takeout. It's rough.
It is rough because you're out. It's tough on a guy.
Yeah.
Hard on.
And there it is. I was waiting for it. I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to bring it up. But there it is.
Hey,
I
guys, today till I believe noon, we've got a car wash going on at Four Corners Lube. That's right. Four Corners Lube promoting the Hartsburg-Emden Junior High softball team. They're over there doing a car wash, raising some funds for, I'm sure, equipment and whatnot, and uniforms. So come on out and support them.
Yeah. Well, they have a car wash about every weekend over there, don't they? That's a pretty good deal.
The guys, Rick and Andy over there at Four Corners, they really like to do everything they can to help these different organizations, and I think it's a great idea. Puts the kids to work and gets the little team unity going on over there. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right. It's a win-win situation. They're making a little money, and you're driving away with a clean car. There you go.
Yep.
There we go.
There we go.
Jake, I know what you're wanting to talk about, and we're going to do that after this break, so get prepared. Baseball season.
Baseball season is in full swing.
It is in full swing. And I tell you what, the National League Central is getting pretty interesting. So
a little chippy with a little trash talking going on there between the Cubs second baseman, the Cardinals second baseman as well right now.
Oh, yeah? I missed that.
So
we'll talk about that after these messages. Stay tuned. You are in the Cheap Seats on 96.3. Welcome back to the show.
They don't call him the most dangerous producer in the world for nothing.
DJ Jazzy Jim behind the beatbox. I think after 30 years he has her figured out.
He about got her done there.
Are we on? Test. Oh, Jim don't know.
Scotty don't know. Now Jimmy don't know.
If we're on air,
that could be a rap song.
If anybody can hear us, honk.
If you can't hear us, don't honk.
If you're not listening, honk. That's funny stuff. Well, assuming we are on air, baseball time. Baseball season. End of August. Standings really mean something right now. I know we talk about it throughout the year, but right now you're getting down to the nitty-gritty. And let's start in American League, where you got Boston, just the best team in baseball. They are 8.5 games up on probably the second best team in baseball, New York Yankees. And that division right there is probably the toughest.
Loaded.
It's loaded. And you got, Tampa Bay, they're still above 500, and they're 21.5 games out.
Yeah.
And it's
Toronto didn't give up a whole bunch at the trading deadline. They're still tough, and they're 10 games under 500.
Yeah, and you put Tampa Bay in any other division, they're up the top. So, that's just the luck of the draw, I guess.
Well, but, we're getting into the playoff season. You got to start thinking about, what you're going to have for the playoffs. You're starting rotation, who's healthy, who's not, what you got projected. Cleveland still looks pretty good, and Houston's finally starting to get healthy.
Yeah, Houston, injuries been plaguing them all year. They're starting to get some of their key players back. But we move on to the Central there real quick. You got Cleveland. They're 12 games up over Minnesota. They're 6 games under 500.
Yeah. Yeah, they're you might as well stick a fork in them, I believe. At this point in the season, Cleveland's kind of walking away with it. I wouldn't say they're running away with it, but they're staying consistent. And they do have a team with their rotation that is really set up for a series. So we'll see how they can do in the playoffs. I would not want to play that team.
No. Speaking of teams that you don't want to play, take a look at the American League West, Jake, and that's a tough division right there.
Oh, yeah.
You've got teams right now just playing out of their mind.
I think you got him, yeah.
Houston, they're a game and a half up on Oakland.
You got him, I think.
But here comes Seattle, 5.5 games out.
Yep.
So those two teams right there, Oakland, Seattle, probably two of the teams that you didn't think would be contending with a team like Houston, who is hands down the favorite.
Yep.
But those two right there, those two teams are making a push and making it very interesting.
Well, Oakland kind of came out of nowhere at the start of the year after the first month. I mean, they were like 12 games back right out of the gate. And they started getting consistent, and now they're starting to pull off some strings of wins. Little bit of a slide this week, but we'll see how they come back. You know, they've made it interesting. Definitely, I think they're solid in the number 2 wild card spot right now. And
I was out there this
Seattle
year.
right there as well.
Nice place.
Yeah.
Hey, you gonna go out there again?
Yeah. Raider Nation.
Going out there for a Raider game?
Absolutely.
Attaboy.
Well, it's going to come down to, it's going to be a shame that one of those teams is going to miss out on the wild card.
Yep.
You know, because New York, they're in position for that first wild card, and it's right now a fight between Oakland and Seattle, who are playing solid baseball. So you know that's going to get really interesting come mid-September.
Well, I mean, with Oakland as well, they're only a game and a half back from Houston. So, I mean, Houston could be also in that wild card discussion if they do a little bit of a slide. But, yeah, I still like Houston number 1, Oakland number 2, and Oakland making the wild card.
Well, Jake, let's move down to the National League. Over in the East, you got the two top teams there, Atlanta and Philly. Philly on a little bit of a slide right now. Atlanta, the surprising team, a young team. I don't think they saw themselves in this position when the season started. I didn't, maybe some early success helped them, with their young talent. But right now, they're 3 games up over Philly.
Oh, yeah. You know what? They've for the whole year, they've kind of just hung in there. And then all of a sudden, here, as of late, they've been extremely consistent, very solid team. And the Phillies, can't say they've fallen off, but they've really kind of slid a little bit. But both these teams, neither one you expected to be here.
Right. And
where's Washington? Where's the New York Mets with their starting pitching?
Yeah.
I mean, you wouldn't guess either one of these teams would be even contending, and both of them are they're formidable right now, I would say. And the Phillies, with all the money they have, you hate to see what they're you can't wait to see what they're going to do in the offseason.
Yeah, and right now our boy Lloyd, he's a big Phillies fan, and the Phillies are in a position right now where they've got a good base going on. They're going to go out this offseason, spend some money, and it is kind of scary who maybe they might sign. You got Bryce Harper out there.
Oh, yeah.
You got a Machado.
Manny Machado. Maybe sign both of them.
You got some free agent pitchers and Kershaw. And
it's been a couple years since all those big contracts have fallen off the Phillies' payroll. I mean, you got to think, just a couple years ago, they had that massive contract with Howard, but also their pitchers with Doc Holliday and Cliff Lee. I mean, those were huge contracts. They're not afraid to spend money if they're going to win.
Right, and they're
they're on the verge. They're right
on
there.
the verge. They're right there, huh?
Oh, that's interesting. Stark in there right now, so with
carrying a couch out.
Oh, that's nice. His back's gonna hurt.
And the
I will say with this Atlanta team, their new leadoff hitter, I think he's pronounced last name Acuna.
Matata.
I tell you what, is he fun to watch?
Yeah.
Holy cow! His swing reminds me of an early Albert Pujols. I'm just throwing that out there. And
you are throwing it out there.
In my opinion, Albert Pujols is probably the best hitter of our generation, and his swing is very similar. His playing, the way he slides in the box, man, he's fun to watch.
I don't think Miami really likes watching him though, because they've kind of had some beef with him, and he's got plucked twice.
Well, I don't understand that.
Yeah, I don't either. With a Miami team that's not even
going up there and playing well.
Yeah,
so.
and some people say, well, trying to make a statement on the rookie. Well, Miami.
He's making statements
Let's
of every
see.
team he plays.
Miami, you're 21 games out, and you're 26 games below 500. So I don't think you need to be throwing at people.
Yeah.
Let's work on your fundamentals. Let's move on to the West. We'll finish the Central last. 7 minutes left here. That's another tight race right there, Jake. You got Arizona, Colorado a game behind. The Dodgers in third, 3.5 behind. And I think they just got swept by the Cardinals. That hurts.
That did happen.
Cardinals pretty good ball team.
Cardinals are. We're going to get there, Joe. And you got San Francisco. Can't really count them out yet. They're 9 games back.
But they're San Francisco.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I look at that. I feel like it's Arizona's league to lose. Colorado, though, man, they're tough. So we'll see. You know, they're playing the Cardinals right now. The Cardinals just took L.A. right out. They yanked them right out of the first place spot and kicked them to third in line. So we'll see what happens as they're moving along.
All right.
Well, there's Mike Cunningham, air conditioning extraordinaire.
Everything's still working? Good. We'll let it get through this hospital and then we'll see what happens.
Thanks. Had an air conditioner worked on here, out here at the store. And
Oh, yeah?
Old Mike Cunningham showed up right as soon as I was having an issue and
Fixed it.
took care of it.
Well, it's nice to know people.
It is good to know people.
Would you
Especially-
consider him a buddy?
I would say he's a buddy.
All right.
Yes.
There you go. You guys have got buddies.
I had no idea until he showed up.
Yeah.
That he was your buddy?
Yeah.
Oh. Anytime somebody fixes your air conditioner, you better consider them a buddy.
That's why you pay
crucial.
him well.
I was just going to say, I think he's probably getting paid for it.
He did get paid.
Oh.
Not near what he's worth, I will say that.
Pay him what he's worth then, Jake.
Yeah.
For crying out loud.
I just write a check for whatever he asked for.
Oh, all right. Hey, let's move on to the Central to wrap up the show. Tight race going on, fellas. You got the Cubs in first. The Cardinals, they just jumped over the Milwaukee Brewers. They're back 3 games. And the Brewers 3.5. And Pittsburgh Pirates made a push there after the All-Star break. But then they just kind of, boom, reality set in. They went out and signed Chris Archer because they thought they were really going to make that push. And
Well, that's
the
a good
bottom
sign, though,
fell out.
because, they got him for a couple more years. So it was a good move on their part. But, yeah, they've kind of hit reality. Or reality hit them, I guess, one way
Something
or
hit
the other.
But, yeah, it's
you got
coming down
Milwaukee
here.
and St. Louis right there on top of the wild card run. So that's pretty interesting right there. Both at 72 wins and 3 games and 3.5 games out from the Cubs. Really there's a lot to talk about there. You got a little bit with the Cubs there. They made a nice move earlier in the week.
Yeah, they went out and got
Murphy.
Daniel Murphy,
Yep.
and then the same day the Cardinals got Matt Adams back.
Yep.
Do you like that?
I do. Matt Adams is coming to the Cardinals, and he knows his role. They needed a little bit of pop from the left-hand side of the lineup where they could roll him out as a pinch hitter. Matt Adams has always been, you can say whatever you want, like or dislike, he's always been a very effective pinch hitter. And now they've got a good one from the left side. They've got a good one from the right side if they're starting a more defensive-oriented team. They really were just trying to shore something up there, and I think they hit the nail on the head with it. It was a good move for them. Around the field, though, they've got some players that are playing really good ball, and they're playing things, how they like to say it, the Cardinal way, but they truly are right now. Yeah, you're liking that, aren't you?
Cardinal way.
The
What the
Cardinal
heck
way.
is that?
Yeah.
But anyway,
Moving
you guys,
runners around.
you've got some interesting players. I like that Bader. He's a solid center fielder.
Very solid, making a lot of plays.
Yeah.
Kind of gives you
Don't even say it.
a
There it
remembrance of
goes.
old Jimmy Edmonds out there.
Oh God, there it is.
Playing some mean defense out there, diving all over the
Now
place.
let's not get carried
making
away.
plays. Now Jimmy was the best in my opinion.
Oh, Jimmy
So,
was good.
I really like Jimmy. So, but it does give you.
We like Jimmy too.
It does
Jimmy
remind
Ash.
you a little bit having that solid defense right up the middle with him, Colton Wong playing second base. When you have good defense going up the middle, and of course Yachty behind the plate, it really makes your team a lot better and it's fun to watch.
And that's where the Cardinals, they have struggled all year with errors. I think they were leading the majors in errors at one time. But, yeah, you got to shore up that middle infield, and, you know, you can't give them extra outs because, you know, it's Major League Baseball. They'll make you pay.
Well, then they finally figured out, you know what, Jose Martinez was really costing us quite a bit at first base.
He's a good bat, though.
Let's keep Carpenter there. Since Carpenter's been there, since Schultz has taken over, I think we're number 1 or number 2 in the league in defense. So, you know, it's made a big difference. Whatever he's preaching out there, the entire team is buying right now.
That's good. You got to buy in. And, you know, making some moves. It's going to get interesting, Jake.
Well, like I said, there's a little bit of little bit of jawing going back and forth right now with the Cubs second baseman Baez and Colton Wong there at second base for the Cardinals. Colton Wong said, "Hey, you know, if I'm playing like this, I think I do deserve a Gold Glove." And Baez is saying, "Well, you need to pull it out of my hands." So we'll see what happens at the end of the year here, though. But I tell you what, Colton Wong is playing some electric defense right now.
Yep, he is. Okay, sent that.
And he's back.
Well, I'm trying to multitask here, and I can't do it.
No, you can't.
I can't do it. So I didn't even hear what you said.
I was actually bashing one of your Cub
He
players.
used a good word, descriptive word, electric defense.
It was fun to say something negative about his player.
Oh, well, I didn't even hear it. I'm sorry. You want to say it again?
Mm-mm.
Okay, good, because we're out of time.
Go Cardinals.
We're out of time. All right, that's going to do it for us today. I'd like to thank Coach Silky for coming on today. Talk about the big Railer win last night. They were victorious over the Macomb Bombers 20-13, a way to kick off the season. They'll be playing Mount Zion next Friday at Mount Zion to kick off the Apollo Conference schedule. So good luck to them. We'll have Coach Silky on again next Saturday. Joe, thanks for showing up and contributing today. Appreciate you, as always. Jake, Lloyd, and Jim. I'd like to thank our listeners for tuning
hard
in.
On our listeners.
It is hard, but we appreciate it. And suck it up, Buttercup. We'll talk to you next week.
Good day.